Before we begin, we must understand that a hotel is more than a building. It is a living, breathing organism. In the year 2026, the definition of luxury in the United States has undergone a quiet revolution. We have moved past the era of gilded excess and entered the era of the curation of peace. A hotel's greatness is no longer measured by the thickness of its carpets, but by the depth of the silence it can provide in a world that never stops shouting. The 5 sanctuaries we are about to visit are the master architects of this stillness. They are strategically located in the corners of our country where the land is at its most powerful. These are not just places to sleep, they are places to be reminded of what it feels like to be human. Welcome to an immersive journey across the American landscape, seen through the lens of its 5 most prestigious retreats. Each destination represents a different element of the human spirit: the social, the intellectual, the adventurous, the primal, and the eternal. As we move through these spaces, notice the psychology of the threshold and the specific moment when you step from the public world into the private sanctum. Notice how the light changes, how the air feels filtered, and how the architecture dictates the rhythm of your heart. You are not just a guest, you are a participant in a centuries-old tradition of hospitality that has been refined into a modern art form. We begin where the Atlantic tide writes its history in the sand. At the Surf Club in Surfside, luxury is a conversation between the 1930s and the tomorrow. Originally opened on New Year's Eve in 1930, this club was a refuge for those who sought to disappear royalty, titans of industry, and the stars of the silver screen. Architecturally, it is a masterwork of tropical modernism. As you walk through the Peacock Alley, the lush, glass-enclosed promenade, the scent of night-blooming jasmine and expensive sun cream hangs in the air. The education here is in the art of the siesta. It is the realization that a life well lived requires moments of sun-drenched indolence. Here, the service is a choreography of white linen and chilled crystal, a reminder that elegance is a way of moving through the world. From the salt spray of Florida, we travel into the limestone canyons of Manhattan. On 5th Avenue, the world is a frantic, jagged pulse of ambition, but as you cross the threshold of the Langham, the city rhythm is instantly neutralized. This is the luxury of the Great Disconnect. Inside, the rooms are designed as high-rise refuges, vast, airy spaces that defy the cramped nature of the city below. The walls are adorned with original works by Alex Katz, turning your suite into a private museum. The education here is about perspective. From your deep, soaking tub, you watch the sunset hit the spire of the Empire State Building. You are 300 feet above the pavement, yet you have never felt more grounded. You are a ghost in the urban machine, safe in a cocoon of Italian walnut and Swedish wool. We move now to the high altitudes of Colorado, where the air is thin, crisp, and carries the scent of pine needles and wood smoke. The Little Nell is the only hotel in Aspen with a ski-out soul. It is an alpine fortress that feels more like a private lodge than a resort. Here, luxury is the glow of the physical sensation of warmth after a day in the biting cold of the Rockies. The design philosophy is mountain chic, utilizing leather, granite, and wool to mirror the ruggedness of the peaks outside. The education here is one of vitality. It is about testing your limits on the mountain and then surrendering to the recovery. In the cellar, over 20,000 bottles of the world's finest wines wait in the dark, a liquid history of the Earth's best harvests, ready to be shared by the light of a roaring fire. Further north, in the rugged embrace of the Spanish Peaks, we find the Montage Big Sky. This is a cathedral of timber and stone, built on a scale that matches the Big Sky country it inhabits. It is a modern-day castle for the adventurous. This is the luxury of vastness. The lobby features chimneys that rise like monuments and windows that frame the mountains, so perfectly they look like oil paintings. The education here is a lesson in humility, surrounded by 5 million acres of national forest. You are reminded that we are merely visitors on this land. Whether you are fly fishing in the Gallatin River or watching the elk graze from your balcony, the Montage teaches you to listen to the wind. It is a place where the grandeur of the architecture is humbled by the grandeur of the wild. Finally, we arrive at the most exclusive destination in the Western Hemisphere. Tucked into a protected valley in Canyon Point, Amangiri is built from the very sand it sits upon. It is a mirage of concrete, water, and 165-million-year-old Entrada sandstone. This is the luxury of the void. There is no gold here, no glitter, only the raw, brutal beauty of the desert. The architecture is a series of clean lines and open spaces designed to draw your eye toward the mesa. The pool wraps around a massive natural rock outcrop, a geologic giant that has stood since the Jurassic period. The education here is timelessness. In the total silence of the desert night, under a sky thick with stars, you realize that true luxury is what is added to a room. It is the space that is left over. It is the ability to be completely alone, yet completely held by the earth. You have traveled from the Atlantic to the desert, through the snow and the skyscrapers. You have seen that the best hotels in the United States are not mere businesses, they are keepers of the flame. They are the few places left where the world is not allowed to intrude. As you prepare to return to your daily life, carry the architecture of silence with you. Remember the cool marble of the coast, the art-filled halls of the city, the warmth of the alpine fire, the scale of the mountains, and the ancient weight of the desert stone. You are no longer just a traveler. You have been refined. Stay here. As long as you need, the world will wait.